Yo, what's going on, people? It's Julian here. Welcome to JM Journal. This is entry 36. Entry 35. This is entry 35. I'm really grateful for everybody that has jumped back on the journal crew with me. I was away for such a long time, and I dropped a video for the first time in months last week, and I'm really pleased with the amount of people that have watched it. But I'm also really pleased and really encouraged by the amount of people that have reached out to me and been encouraging and said a lot of brilliant things about looking forward to seeing more videos, and they're happy about it coming back. I want to give a shout out to my brother Carnell, who he said, we are back. He was like, it's not just you, it's we, because there's people that are supporting you. I just want to give a shout out to him for his support. Like, share, subscribe, share this around, let people know that I'm back. And I'm really excited for what is coming in the future. Whilst we're here, I want to just reiterate the fact that in the link in the description below, there is a link for you to ask questions. The questions have been coming in. The questions have been coming in. I'm really grateful that you've actually adhered to my plea to not abuse the space. But I'm really pleased with how many questions have come in. I would love more. I don't want to run out of questions, and I'm also aware that even through the episodes, through the entries that come in, there'll be more questions. So feel free to use the link whenever something just pops into your head, or if something happens on one of the entries you want to ask about it, just do it. It's fine. It's not an issue. I'm welcoming them. There's funny questions, there's deep questions, there's all questions. You know what I mean? But with that, I'm just gonna introduce this entry to you. This is a different type of entry because for the first time in a long time, I've got somebody on there with me. I did this months ago, like literally probably over half a year ago. We recorded this journal. This is my good friend Nathaniel Mclean. We talk about it somewhat in the entry, but he's a young man who I've seen grow up. He's like a little brother to me, and I've seen him develop his own, I don't want to say ministry, but organization that just looks to help men with mental health. He recognized that there was a gap, that a lot of black men especially aren't addressing their mental health, and he tried to do something to provide a solution for that, and I'm really proud of him. In this video, we talk about his journey, we talk about our friendship, we talk about how he got to the point where he started this company called Journal My Journey. We also talk about previous things that happened in his life, his previous relationships. We go deep, man. So I'm really hoping that you enjoy this. It is a longer video, so you might want to put it on the background, you might want to have it on whilst you're doing something, but I really hope that you're blessed by it. Here is my journal entry with my brother, my friend Nathaniel Mclean.
So what's going on, people? It is Julian here. I am here with one of my good boys, my brethren, my younger brother, but he's not actually as young as he looks. Man like Natty. He's 28, but he looks like 19. Obviously, I'm doing it different today. Obviously, because he's not in Birmingham, so he couldn't come up to the studio. But man's here, and I just really hope that we can just have a really good conversation. I've been saying for a long time that I'm going to do this and do one of these kind of interview things. So just be with us today. Yo, Nat, what you telling me, bro?
It's a pleasure to be here, man. It's a pleasure to be
My
here,
brother,
honestly, man. My boy, my brother, my big brother, man. Been years,
yeah,
and we're here, man.
Literally, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, man. I appreciate coming on short notice as well. Literally short notice. And I was like, yo, today, like let's just run it today, man. Let's run it today. I don't even know if you were busy. Didn't know what your schedule was like. I was like, are you free at this time? Can you come through? And he said yes. So I'm like, my dog, and we could just get into it today. As I said, before, I just want this to just be a normal conversation. I want people to know about you, bro. Obviously, my journey and this journal, JM Journal, is about unearthing the truth about life and the journey that people go on, and obviously something that you've got going on, something that you're doing that's really powerful, and I'm seeing you kind of really putting out there and making changes is something I can really kind of attest to and really kind of understand, you know. So my brother Nathaniel, we'll get into the real conversation, but I need to make sure that I hail him up for what he does. My boy, he's got an initiative, an organization called Journal My Journey. And it's so amazing because it's uncovering the myths about mental health for men, especially like young black men as well.
Yeah.
So bro, like, you know what? Before I butcher the thing, you tell me, like, or tell the people, the listeners, about Journal My Journey. What is it, bro? Why is it here? Why have you felt the need to do it? And you know, as I said before, don't give me the little the speech thing that you do with the presentation, because you ain't got no slides, fam.
I ain't got
You
no
got no
slides.
slides.
I ain't got no
You ain't got no
slides.
slides.
Um,
But yeah, so what's Journal My Journey, bro?
Journal My Journey. Journal My Journey is an organization that I set up
Hmm.
for really and truly myself.
Okay.
Journal My Journey was actually for myself at the start. And that was because of my brokenness. That was because I was a
Hmm.
broken man at the age of 25. As you said, I'm 28. Don't look it, but I am my age. I was born in 1996, July the 10th. Yeah, it's real. But for real, I was a broken kid. I was a broken
Yeah.
man. I was told from the age of 7 that I'm supposed to be this man. And I didn't know what that meant growing up. I just had a really difficult upbringing. So, John, my
Okay.
journey came from when I went into therapy. At the age of 25, I was able to heal, and
Natty.
I was able to heal the brokenness inside of me. And for me, I was able to journal everything that I had going on.
Yeah.
I cannot read the first page of my journal
Why?
because the tears have wiped it out. And for me, that just showed me how broken I was. But
Okay.
it's also a thing where it allowed me to see that other men must be going through something similar to me
Mm.
or
Yeah.
worse.
Okay.
Um, so for me, that's where John on My Journey was birthed, and now we're just going out into community and just supporting other
Mm.
men so that they can speak up and get the support that they need. So now we've got therapists,
Yeah.
mentors, life coaches, tutors, just to help other men out there, man. So yeah, that's John on My
Nah, that's
Journey,
dope,
John.
man. I've seen it grow, you know, and I think I remember you talking about it to me at the beginning, you know what I mean? And you know, seeing where you've got to even now is just like really inspiring, even as a big brother to you or whatever. Like, seeing you doing your thing is like making me think, yo, man can do more. Um, I still think you shagged me though, fam. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't told you this.
Let me
Because
hear this. Let me hear this.
man was like, obviously you got the three types of journals in it. So you got like the first one, which is like just for you to write in it.
Yeah,
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 and then I don't know what the second one is, but I got the green thing. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
got the boss level
You got
thing. Yeah,
endurance. You got endurance. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
endurance. I got endurance, but I didn't want endurance because endurance. I just wanted to write, bro. So when I opened up endurance, yeah, and I'm seeing, oh, plan your day or like what are your goals for the week and all that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what? I didn't even want this one. I wanted the
That
one I could
man,
just
them guys
write
not
in,
even
bro.
grateful for what they
No,
get. They
no,
got
no, no,
something.
no.
Man got blessed with something for free, and he's not even grateful, man.
What do you mean? I
Oh my
paid for
days.
that. Are you good?
Oh no, you
I
did at
sold into
convention,
your
innit?
ministry,
Oh, at
bro. Don't I
convention, yeah,
sold
you
into
at
your thing?
convention. Oh, at convention. I apologize. I
I
hold
sold
my
I
hands
sold
up.
into it.
I
No, but
hold my
obviously
hands up.
you know what, I'm never gonna be one of them people that says, yo, I'm supporting you and I'm not gonna do what I need to do. I know what it's like to try a thing and people don't actually do. They say they support you, but they don't even want to put their hands in their pockets, man. So, like, as much as I'm saying you shake me, like, bro, the money's well spent, regardless of whether I've used the thing, because you know what I mean. But you know what? Maybe you have to give me like, or I'll just buy what's the base level thing again? What's
So
the
base
one?
level one is transition, and the other one's
That's the one.
foundation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, bro. And I know, like, I'm not trying to. This ain't a promotion thing, but I want to ask you this just so that people know that you're not out here just doing it for the sake of it. Like, how many? Not, I don't want to say how many journals, but how many people have been impacted by Journal My Journey so far? Could you say? I know you had like you did something with a prison and all that kind of stuff. Like, yo, talk to me about that quickly, bro.
Um. So big up Isaiah Raymond, firstly,
Okay, okay,
because he brought me into prison ministry. I never knew what
okay,
it
yeah,
was, and he brought me into prison ministry just to play drums. In that, I'm also a drummer,
Yeah.
We'll get into
Hey,
that a bit later.
hey, yeah.
We'll get into that one later. We'll
Yo,
get into that
I'm
later.
also a drummer. And what does that
We'll talk about that
mean?
later. But
Yeah, I mean,
come back into the room.
yeah,
Yeah, Isaiah brought me into prisons, and I just saw men worshipping. I
yeah.
just saw men that
Well,
were
I'm
oh
glad you said. I'm glad you said it's worshipping like soon after because the
yeah,
way you
yeah, they
phrased
were
that was
worship.
just was I saw men. Pause.
I saw men worshipping,
Now I'm
and
playing. Go
for
on.
me, it was their hearts that were just pure. It was just like, wow, man, them are here,
Yeah,
they're just worshipping. And for
bro.
me, that touched me. And I said, I really
Mm,
want to be able to reach men that are
yeah, yeah.
unreachable and untouchable. And that really impacted me. So I had a woman that works in prison, and I said to her, I really want to reach men that are in prison and bring myself
Mm,
in there and talk to them about my story and be able to
mm,
connect with them. And she said, calm down. And she just
yeah.
opened it up for me, and she said, look, on this day, come down and go into the prison. And I said, I'm taking a day off work. So
Mm,
I literally took the day off work. Oh, what I do for work, I do traffic management. I'm the guy that sets up the
the
road closures
temporary
and the temporary
lights.
traffic lights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love what I do, and I'm proud.
Pagan.
And I'm proud. But yeah, for me, I took the day off work, and I said I'm going into prison, and I just literally got to see men. And for me, at first, I'm a 5 foot man. Like I'm 5'5".
Mm.
I'm short, but I saw men bigger than me, and I'm like, whoa.
Well,
But it
everyone's
was
bigger than you, bro.
it was the respect that they showed me, and I was
Yeah,
just like, yeah, Nathaniel, there's nothing to be scared of. I had
yeah,
to
yeah.
remind myself that I'm
100, bro.
here to be there for them. And I said, you know
100%.
what? Let's talk. And just connecting with them, they were like, I hear your story. I
Mm,
hear your story. And for me,
it's
it
good.
was just like, I want to know more about you. I want to hear your story. And when they shared their stories, I got to connect with them. And that for me was everything because not
Yeah,
many people want to go into prisons and
no.
connect with them.
Well, it's a ministry, right, that is very interesting because obviously, you know, my boy Linford,
Yeah,
he
man.
used to be a chaplain in a prison, innit? Um,
Legend.
no, bro, at one point, I'm sure he was like the youngest prison chaplain in the UK at some point when he
Wow.
first started. And he's got a heart for it, you know. And
Mm,
one day he told me to come in and lead worship, bro. I'll never forget this, man. I'm like, why are you asking me to come and lead worship, bro? I'm not really, and that's not me, man.
mhm,
But just seeing a room full of men, yeah, that are there was a desperation and a hunger
mhm,
for something to keep them going. And when
mhm.
you think about prison, you think about just what it's like, you know. I know everyone's making the jokes about that video and what prison's saying.
Mhm,
Um, the truth of it is that it can be a very lonely and um, demoralizing place. Not can be, it probably is.
mhm.
Um, and without the right tools, you can just get put into a dark space. And I think on that day, Fard's he left early. I'll never forget this year. So there's about good 200 prisoners there, and I think it's just me and Linford in there with them. I don't know where the guards were. Do you know what I mean? And Linford did his message. He preached a real dope message, man. And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave Pastor Julian to pray with you now, yeah, because he had to go deal with something." And I was like, "What?" And I just prayed for these guys. Literally like a line of man. Pause. Just a line of the prisoners just wanting prayer. I think I prayed for about 100 people, bro. Um, but it's a key ministry, bro, that I think we probably have to do more in. I know I need to do more in it. My grandma was a prison ministry like woman, like she was on it. She was probably in the prisons more on a Sunday than she was in church. And you know, like not to be on a like obviously we're both Christians, we love the Lord. You know, as crazy as the journey has been, you know,
Mhm.
Matthew 25 talks about Jesus asking the question, "Well, I was in prison and did you come to see me?" kind of thing. It's like
Mhm.
we have to remember those that are inside. Do you know what I mean? Because they need the hope of Christ as well, and they need the hope of the freedom um, that comes with knowing God and what that freedom looks like. So the work that you're doing, man, it's dope. I'm glad you got in there. So how many journals did you get in the prison at the time?
So let's talk about the one story that actually impacts me the most.
Mm,
I have someone that's very close to me that lives on my road, and
okay.
I remember he went in, he went inside, and just before he went inside, I remember I gave him a journal. I blessed him with a journal. I said,
Mm.
"Bro, just have this." And he's got a family outside, and I
Okay.
remember it was a thing where whilst he was inside, I spoke to his missus and had a conversation with her, and she was like, just before he went in, he just started using his journal, and I said,
Man.
"What?" And I
Man.
said, "Has he got it with him in there?" And she was like, "Nah, but I'm gonna try and drop it off to him." I said, "You know what? Do it." And
Yeah.
he's been in and he's been able to come out sometimes and spend time with his family and his kids and everything like that. And he's just been telling me how it's been helping him and it's been impacting
Man.
him. He's just seeing him the way he is. He's just so much. He's so much more confident in himself. Even though he's still
That's
inside, he
dope.
comes out and he's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I'm changing my life. I'm changing who I am. I'm changing direction where I used to be to where I'm going. And I'm just like, bro, I
Bro.
saw you before, and I'm seeing you
Mm.
after, and I'm seeing a change in you. Um,
Mm.
but in prison, I'm talking to a lot of men. Now with prison, it's been a bit difficult. Let's talk about this one. It's
But
been a bit difficult, of course. And I'm being transparent. For me, at first, I
but
was
not
like, okay,
naked.
yeah, huh? No, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry,
Transparent,
don't
but
worry.
not naked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry, don't worry. For me, it was one of them things where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna approach the prison and see if they can buy any journals and go
Mm,
along that
mm, mm,
direction. But it was just about the funds, and I was just like, you know what? Forget it.
mm,
God's put this ministry in me. I'm just gonna
mm.
bless it. So I've blessed 10 men in there with
That's
journals,
dope, bro.
and
That's
that for
dope.
me has reached 10 men, and that for me is something.
Mm. Bro, you
Even
don't
even,
know whose life you might have saved, fam.
and that's what it is for me. For me, a lot of for me at first when I started the business, I want the reviews, I want the testimonies. I want to see who I've
Mm,
impacted and how I've impacted, and is
yeah.
the business actually working? But sometimes it's not
Mm,
actually for you to know. It's between
mm,
them and God, and that for
mm,
me is all I need to know. As long as I've
mm,
planted the seed, that seed will grow, and that for
Come on,
me is
preacher.
everything that I need to know. Whoa, we're not doing
What
them
is it?
things there, but
What is
yeah,
it? Paul plants the seed, Apollos waters, or something like that, and but God provides the increase. You know what I mean? And
and
that's it,
that's
bro.
what
I
it
think
is.
sometimes when we go into business, we go into things that we want to do things that help people, initiatives that help
Mhm.
people, and at the same time, we want to make sure that we're doing like we're reaping. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah,
reaping
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes we get so caught up in the reaping side of things that we forget the importance of the soul. Do you know what I mean? So
And
now,
it's that there for
mm,
me. I never want to get distracted by that. I never studied business.
mm,
Business has never been my thing.
mm,
I know that for me, once again, being a drummer, it's kind of like
mm.
being having a business on the side. But then at the same time,
I don't know why I'm
it's
laughing.
not.
I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Don't worry,
It's
don't worry. It's
yeah,
all good.
yeah,
But then at the same time, with this business, it's actual business, a registered business. I've had to
yeah,
do the whole tax thing and everything like
yeah,
that. And it's opened my eyes to see what
yeah,
it's like. But then it's like,
yeah.
I have to remember God instilled this gift in me. And
Mm.
it's
It's
about
God,
blessing
fam.
others. Yeah, it's
It is.
definitely God, man.
It's
It's,
God.
it's
It's God.
definitely God, man. So yeah, go ahead,
No,
man.
that's good.
Go
You're
on,
you're
bro.
you're
Let's
you're
go.
doing you're doing your thing. But like, let's dig, man. Let's dig because obviously, like to give context, but I don't even know how we even. It's weird.
Hey.
There's some friendships that I have. I just can't even put a thing on like when or what or how. I just remember there's one
Facts.
day, like, bro, we can't. I can't. I just remember there's one day I got this little loudmouth you from North London that is just my boy, um and calling me and asking man questions, and we're just just sharing life, and I think obviously we're older now, probably got less time, but there was times when you were up here all the time, you know and the wars. Yeah, I mean the wars, yeah. So for the listeners out there, this brother got cheeky one time in my yard, and then
We're
we
doing
just
it
me and Alex had to just put him outside the house, and he was in his
in my
boxers,
boxes,
just
blood. In
in
my
his boxers
boxes.
on my road, and he thought we weren't gonna leave him out there, and we definitely left him out there. Man climbed on top of my car though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that. I remember that. I
Man put
remember
his
that.
boxes on my car, but yeah, we've shared life, but bro, like it's been a journey. So if I was to speak about how I've seen you kind of transition from where you were, I feel like it is that journey in the sense of I've seen you kind of develop an understanding of yourself where before the understanding of self was found in certain things. Oh,
Talk about it.
oops. I don't know. Okay.
Talk about it. No,
Found in certain things.
bro. This is me. You said transparent but not naked, and I'm definitely not getting
Mm.
naked on here. But being transparent,
God in heaven.
yeah. It's a thing where I found myself just with gal. I found myself
Bro,
just traveling
yeah.
up and down, and for me, I was lost.
What's the
I was
furthest you've travelled, bro? Sorry, I should have even.
furthest I traveled. No, Manchester. Manchester was the furthest I
From
traveled.
North London!
Yeah, from North
You're a
London.
mad one.
Do you know
You're
what? Do you know
mad.
what? Do you know what? Do you know
You're
what?
mad.
Facts. You know what? Let's go there. 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 Let's go there.
Manchester.
I spoke to my dad
Yeah.
about this the other day because you know my
Okay.
dad. You know my dad
Yeah.
as well. So for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, okay, do you know what? Let's go to the core. Because I was thinking about this because you approached me today and you
Mm.
literally said, "Yo, we're gonna do this," and so many thoughts crossed my mind. Because I was just like, "Yo, people don't actually know me and Julian.
No,
Like,
no, they
no
don't,
one
fam.
actually knows
They
me and
have their
Julian. Like,
ideas. Some people
like,
thought I messed up your relationship, bro. Remember? You
fam."
know what I'm saying? You
Fam,
have...
the accusations that were out
Bro,
there, the
bro, I don't,
speculations.
bro, man said, apparently, obviously, we'll get to the whole, we might talk, well, if you're comfortable talking about the engagement thing.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
I heard for the grapevine, bro. So someone came back to me saying that apparently I told you to break it off so you can go and do your thing. That's what someone's, bro. I'm telling you, that's what came back to me. I was like, bro, so it came back to me that this is what was going around in certain circles. That the words was Julian told Natty to lock off the engagement so that he can just go and do his thing. And I was like, bro, in what world did that happen? That's not what
Nah,
happened. But
nah.
yeah,
But
anyway,
anyways,
you're talking.
we're
Go
gonna
on,
get
go
to
on,
that
go
later.
on.
We're gonna get to that later.
We
Don't
can,
worry.
we
That's
can.
something juicy. We're gonna get to that juicy bit later. But for right now, during 16, 17, 18, around them ages there, I used to run away from home and travel up to Birmingham, Coventry.
Swear.
Yeah, I used to travel up there
Ah.
just to, but hear this bit though, just to be with a girl
Mm.
to kind of get out my head and get out my feelings. But then I would
Escape.
get stuck, and I would call my mum, and I'd be like, "Mum, I'm stuck in Birmingham, I'm stuck in Coventry." My mum would call my dad.
What?
Hear me out. Let me finish. Let me land. My mum would
I'm
call my
I'm
dad.
listening. Remember,
Yeah,
this is news to me, you know. This is news
yeah, I
to
know
me,
it's
you know.
this.
But
You
go
don't.
on.
I know you don't know about this. My mum would call my dad, and then my mum and dad would pick me up, and then in the car, I'm getting in trouble, but in that moment in the car, I felt like a family again.
Mad,
The
because
one thing I've
obviously,
always wanted, yeah, the one thing I've always wanted was my mom and dad to be together. So at the age of 7,
man,
they split up, and it was
bro.
just whole heartbreak for me. So
Yeah,
I
well,
had
naturally.
everything I wanted for maybe 1, 2 hours, and I done that
So
3 times.
so that was like you were set. So you did this and you got it was in a weird way. You got what you wanted,
I got what I wanted.
bro. That is mad. That is
So
mad.
so 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 then
Your
I
parents
heard
picked
so,
you up though.
yeah,
Yo, whole type mums
my
and that.
parents picked.
My mum would want to, however, my father would say, find yourself back home. My dad would have
Fam,
left me
hey,
wherever. He said, "Oh,
I'm
you need to find
so
yourself back to Birmingham. You got yourself
I'm
there.
so
You gotta find
grateful.
yourself back."
I'm so grateful for the journey that I went through with my parents. For me, it was a lot traveling up and down them things there, but
No, I'm
I now
sure.
understand why I did it. I get why I did it. I get why I put myself through all of that. And the
Mm,
outcome, the last one, my dad took me to a police station and said, "Yo," to the woman had to chat to me and say, "If you keep on doing this, you're gonna get reported as missing, and it's gonna be a long process." I said, "Yeah, forget." I said, my mum gave me one rule: never bring police to the front door.
mm,
Not me.
I
I said,
hear it
"Nah, forget."
still.
I
Man
said,
was trying to
"Forget."
get put on that radar, you know.
Hey,
Bro, that's crazy, bro. Like I didn't even know that. But obviously, the reinforcement of like for these 1 2 hours of traveling home, my mum and dad are in the car, and even though they're both laying into me in terms of like they're telling me off, they're actually united as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They're united, and that whole like that reinforcement thing. Um, it kind of could have planted a seed. It's like, yeah, well, if I do it again, then this is what's gonna happen, kind of thing. And that's mad, bro. That's
and you know what?
crazy.
I learned about that in
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah, bro.
I would have never found about that source until I
Yeah,
went into therapy. Therapy.
yeah.
This is why I keep
Therapy,
telling men, therapy will
therapy,
uncover
bro.
some stuff.
bro.
that you did not know, and it connects dots
Therapy.
that you didn't even think can be connected.
What drove you to go to therapy? Because how old are you when you went to therapy?
25.
25, you said. So I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I wish I had therapy at before I did. I was 29
Mm,
when I had therapy. So it was like three
mm.
3 years ago.
I
And I had
went
it for
I went into
go on.
therapy. I went into therapy because I hit rock bottom.
What
In
was that
raw
though?
truth, getting exposed. Everyone found out my business.
What?
Oh yeah. You said naked but not transparent, so I'm not gonna go into that
Yeah,
one.
just be careful,
That's
bro. Wait,
trust me.
what
But
to do with the marriage
after
or
so the everything, so the engagement, after the whole engagement,
mm,
after
is that when you went ghost? Is that when you went
that's when I
quiet?
went ghost. That's when I went
Yeah.
quiet, and after I went quiet, I moved up to Coventry to
Yeah,
live with
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
grandma.
I
And
remember,
I
I
said, you
remember,
know
I
what?
remember.
Forget London. I don't want to be
Yeah,
in
yeah,
London.
yeah,
I need myself to
yeah.
go ghost. That's when I went to New J.
Oh, bro, why am I moving mad like I can't remember? Yeah, I remember the situation and that. Yeah. We've,
So you know the situation.
yeah,
Told
yeah,
you,
cool,
not
cool, cool,
not
cool,
not
cool,
not
yeah, yeah.
naked, but no, transparent, but
Transformation,
not naked.
transparent, but not naked. All right, say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So all of that happens. I said, you know what? Forget it. I need to move out. And I changed my life. New
yeah.
J, big up New J, big up Alex,
Oh, you
big
were
up
there for a minute,
Julian,
innit?
big up
You were there
Jarrell.
for a minute.
I was there for 10 months. I was
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Coventry
yeah.
for 10 months. I got a whole new job. I had to relocate. I had to change my whole life, man. Like for
Crazy work.
me, I had to start again, and that
Mm,
for me allowed me to see. Do you know what? There actually is a way to restart your life, just
mm.
to say, do you know what?
Uh,
I need to, well, not, do you know
bro,
what? Wait, let me pause that. Not restart your life, but start a new chapter. That's the
okay,
way to
all
say it.
right. Turn the page and on Tuesday, bro.
Hmm.
Because let's be honest. I'll be honest now. So obviously, like when we became tight and everything, like I feel like you were coming to me. There was definitely an understanding. I understood everything that you were going through. I
Facts.
think I was in a better space then than
Hmm.
I when like then later down the line. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I
So I
know
was
that.
able to
I get that.
speak to you on the yeah, yeah. Don't I know that. I
Don't
know
worry.
that.
Don't worry.
But it was so when I always say this, and I will say it for a long time. There's I used to see you and I was like, yo, this little brother here reminds me of me.
Mm.
Um, just in terms of, sometimes you're like big character, all that kind of stuff. But really and truly, the big character is not always the truth, bro. And it's
I
not to
was
say that
broken.
you aren't that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not to say that you aren't that and we aren't, and I'm not that because I feel like I can be an extrovert and all that kind of stuff. But there's also
Hmm.
another side to me that's not extroverted.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes going into certain arenas, church, all that kind of stuff, putting on a face, bro. Like putting on like a mask. I saw you talk at Clapton the other day about the mask, and you know, creating a persona that this is who I am. This is Julian Morgan. Julian Morgan is that guy. And you know what? No matter what people say, I don't care. Whatever. This is what it is. Um, what What would you say was your mask, and what would you? Because you know what it is. Because right now, so probably you're coming out of this space, or you transition, you're moving on space. I know there's probably people that doubt the transformation in it. So my question then is, what what was true and what wasn't true?
I'm actually an extrovert. That is my
Mm,
energy. My natural
mm.
energy is an extrovert. However, yeah. However, I also know how to pull it on when I'm not there.
Mm,
So when I'm
yeah,
low
yeah, yeah.
and I'm in a big crowd,
This is mad.
I know how to play it. I know if someone
Yeah,
told me to do drama and be me, but play the fake
yeah,
me, I'm getting an
yeah,
A
yeah,
star because I know how to do it. I know how to pull it
yeah.
on. But then the second I leave that place,
Bro,
depression hits me. Depression's
bro.
there.
Do you know how
And the
mad
thing
this
is,
is?
it's so mad how sometimes depression can mask you, but then sometimes you can
Mm,
mask depression and make and cover it
mm,
up, and people will only see the
mm,
outside of you, but not the inside of you. And
mm.
really and truly, you can be broken, and it takes someone that actually really knows you to see, wait, this ain't really you. Because really and
Yeah,
truly, in this sort of atmosphere, you wouldn't
yeah,
be like this. you would be
yeah,
someone who would be very quiet because you're trying to take in what's going on
yeah,
around you. And for me, the facade that I had going on was acting like I was this person that was confident, and acting like I knew it all. I knew everything that was going on around me, but I didn't. I really
yeah,
didn't know everything that was going on around me. I was really
yeah,
broken. For
yeah.
me, it
Naturally.
was hiding behind the. I was hiding behind the drums.
Mm,
For me now, when people ask me to play drums, I'm like, nah, because I have to
really?
think. I have to think about who's going to be there. What's going? What am I actually doing it for? I used to play drums because I knew I was going
Mm,
to get attention. Facts. And the thing is, when I play drums, I put everything into it. It's my
yeah,
passion. It's my love.
yeah.
But then people
And
would
you're
come up to
gifted,
me, and I'm
gifted,
gifted,
you're
and I'm
gifted, and
gifted. And to
and anointed, bro, and it's attractive. So
facts.
not to me, 'cause I'm not gay, but
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no, yeah. For me, it's a thing where people would see that and be like, "Yo, he's amazing," and I would give into it because
Mm,
I'm now getting distracted from my real life. I'm now
yeah,
getting
bro.
people that are being able to distract me from what I really have going
Mm,
on. So I never liked silence. So whenever there was noise,
oh,
I'm there.
yeah,
But then,
yeah.
really and
Life of
truly,
the party
sometimes you
with
have.
Tam Tam.
Oh yeah, tam. Hey, anyways, but yeah, for me, I liked to be in noise, but not sit in my own silence. But then in my own silence, that's where I grew because I
Mm,
moved up to Coventry. When London it was loud,
mm,
I moved up to a place that was quiet, and that's where I
quite,
found
yeah.
myself and was able to grow. So for me,
Mm,
I had to just take off that mask. There's
cool.
a movie, Mask, the green mask, and the guy kept putting it
Oh
on
yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, the guy kept
Jim
putting it on
Carrey
and
thing.
taking it off, and it stuck to his face and he couldn't get it off. That was me
Yeah, yeah,
until I
yeah,
hit
yeah.
rock bottom. And I said, you know
Mm,
what? I need to stop being fake with myself. I need to stop being fake
mm,
with myself first before I try to stop being fake with everyone else. And then
mm.
after that, I can expose me because really and truly, it's now that I'm out, people still don't believe my truth. People still don't believe
Yeah.
what I've been through, and people still think that I'm that old guy. Yes, there's
Mm,
still parts of me that I'm still trying to break away from. However,
mm,
I'm still trying to transform,
mm.
and I'm not allowing people's words to dictate my future. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
You're talking to me. You're preaching to me right now, bro. Now this is good to hear, man. And I l- whenever I hear you speak, I love hearing you speak. Now, like I
Mm.
do, I watch a lot of your stuff. You probably don't know this. I don't tell you a lot, but I'm not trying to get you gas you up and get your head big. But I, wa-
That means a
I
lot,
watch a
man.
lot of your stuff, and I do hear it, and I see it as well. And you know what? Just this is for people. Do you know what I mean? This no, not what we do for people. I'm gonna say this. Like, don't like this doesn't mean that Nathaniel's perfect. Like, do not think that this means that he's perfect all the time. It mean he's gonna make mistakes sometimes. Obviously, he doesn't want to or whatever. But you know, this is a journey, and I can say from someone that has seen this man, like as much as he looks like a boy, he's a man. Seen this
Tell him.
man kind of try like move um where he is now. He streaks from where he was. Um, because what will happen now, unfortunately, is people will meet you where you are now, and then they'll hold you to the standard of where you are now, not realizing where you've come from. And I'm like, look, I will always fight your corner because I know where you've come from. I'll always fight your corner.
Mm.
There's something you said though, like, and as I said earlier, I said we're probably good. You're gonna say things. I'm gonna just think like, yo, this has made me think something. So you said something about the facade and putting it on and everything, and I can identify with that 100%. But in all of that, was it was it not the spaces where you didn't have to be that where you found most safety? And um, more often than not, where did you find those spaces? I'm asking this for a reason, in a sense of you could be vulnerable. The second part to that question is managing those spaces or mismanaging those spaces. What was the results of that?
Let's get into that actually, because it's uncovering some truths right now for myself as well.
Yeah.
Um, family, my family
Okay.
know me from young.
Yeah.
I come from two big families, completely
Mm.
different. One side
Yeah.
of my family is a family where they are very family oriented. but they got everything in it. You've got the drinkers, you got the
Mm.
smokers, you got everything like
Everything,
that, and it's
everything
all
mixed in.
incorporated into one. But on the other hand, you got my dad's side of the family where I got reverence. Many
Mm,
people don't know this, but I'm
mm,
technically a PK, and yeah, my dad became a reverend, and I'm just like,
mm.
whoa, like all my uncles are reverends, and for me,
Yeah,
we now have talks and conversations about being a man and things like that. So we created a vulnerable space underneath Joan on my
mm,
journey, and that for me is
mm,
everything. However, but it's also friends.
yeah,
Not exposing anyone. There's some of my brothers that live up in Birmingham that I go to, and we would just walk
yeah,
and talk. Yourself, hey,
yeah,
look, I'm gonna say this. I am the second oldest from a family of seven. And my
yeah,
oldest sister
yeah,
is
yeah,
31. So I'm the oldest brother. So for me, I had you and I had Alex. So
yeah,
I got to learn what having older brothers was like. And then having
mm,
someone that I can just be like, yo, Jay, I'm coming up and I'm staying around your yard. Like I'm coming up with my suitcase and I'm there. Like I may not
yeah,
even have a gig. I remember the times I didn't even
yeah,
have a gig. I just needed somewhere to stay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you
naturally.
opened your doors and you said, yeah, I'm
Mm,
here. Now, if you recall, I would come over and I'll be there, but I'll be silent. I would not
mm,
talk. I'll just lay
mm,
down now and I'll just relax and just be in my
mm,
little bubble because that's really me. That was my safe place. I
mm,
never had many safe places. Really and
yeah,
truly, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it with my whole chest. Church wasn't my safe place. For me, church wasn't my safe place because they only saw
mm,
me for my gift. They didn't see me
mm,
for who I really, really was. And
yeah,
that was a struggle. Other safe places, well, there were people that create safe places for me. Females
yeah,
tried to create safe places for me.
yeah,
However, I would abuse it because I saw their kindness, and then
yeah.
after that, it was like the lines were
Mismanaged.
blurred. What?
When
Yeah.
you start saying about
What?
mismanagement, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like, what are you trying to do? Like, you know my
Mm,
life, you know what I'm about, but then you're being nice to me, but then which direction you trying to go in? And for me,
yeah,
it was older women, it was younger women, it didn't matter. Like,
yeah,
wait, I didn't catch no case. Let me make sure I put that one out there. Whoa, 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 yeah. Um, but
yeah,
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 it was that there. People were trying to create safe places for me, and I
yeah,
realized that I had more females around me than men, and that was a problem to me. It was like females would come to me and they'll be like, I can help you and support you, but men wouldn't come to me and be like, yo,
mm,
here's a safe place. I didn't have
mm,
much of that, and if I did, it was always in Birmingham, which was so
mm.
unfortunate because that was
It's far,
that
bro.
Birmingham was my it's far, and that was my
Yeah,
safe place. I had to keep traveling up nearly
yeah,
every month just to
yeah.
find a safe place,
Bro,
and them
I'll be. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Come
and
on.
and them tickets and them things there weren't cheap, but
Yeah,
it was what was necessary for me.
yeah. And you know what? Like, I didn't have. Obviously, like, I've got the boys in it. Al, JD, Linford, Tyrone, but we're all the same age. I didn't have like an older brother figure that could just, I need to just get out. I need to just say, have some time to think or whatever. Um, and with you, I genuinely, as I said, I saw myself, and I understood what it's like to just get away, but get away safely. And I feel like where I've struggled in life is that the getaway has never really been safe. And that's not to victimize myself because
Mhm.
I make choices or I've made choices. Um, but having somewhere where there's no questions, like, okay, I just need to get out. And when I'm ready to talk, I'll talk. If I don't talk whilst I'm there, I don't talk. But I just need to get away and it's safe. Do you know what I mean? And I know I didn't have that. So when you used to ask, and um, obviously, like, mum was fine with it. You know what I mean? She kind of understood. I think she saw a little bit of me and Alex and you anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm, mm.
um, she had no issue. And if you were to come and knock on the door now, you know what I mean? It's the same
Same
thing.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
There's no, like, there was times when you came and I weren't even here.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
facts. It was
there's
just
times when,
Shannon
yeah,
and your mum. Yeah,
and mom,
yeah,
and I'll be like, yeah, mom, that's coming. He just
yeah.
needs to get away. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. And I feel
Mm,
like, as much as that didn't get rid of all the problems, what
mm.
that meant is that
Helps.
time it meant that you didn't
Mhm.
make a stupid decision. Do you know what I mean? As much as there may have been another stupid decision maybe 3 months down the line, but that time, it wasn't. And I just
Fact.
think, that's why I did it, and I would do it even now. And even when I'm married and got a house, like if you ever,
Yeah, man.
like if there's ever, what I'm trying to say, there'll always be the case, and there's only certain people in this world that I would do that for,
Mm.
because it was a judgment-free zone, you know.
Mm.
And I think that's why I get frustrated when people have had their aspersions or cast their aspersions about our friendship and our brotherhood, because I'm like, you man have no real idea what this is. You know what I mean? You man don't know the things that like man have divulged and talk man off the ledge, or do you know what I'm saying? No, you man don't know that. So for you to whittle it down or make it seem so cheap as to this
Mm.
escapade is
Mm-hmm.
gonna annoy man, innit? But
Mm-hmm.
genuinely, like, bro, the safe space thing is a key one, innit? And I think,
Mm-hmm.
you know, why I asked the question is because I know for myself, I think putting on the facade, especially in church, bro, you
Mm-hmm.
know, fa when I found safety in vulnerability, unfortunately, it's kind of been in similar spaces, and it was often mismanaged, or what I'm saying, often mismanaged. And I think part of the journey is having to redefine what that management looks like, number one. Um, and also then also be just trying to be more wise,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not me saying that I'm wise all the time, because I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But saying that, there's choosing better decisions rather than poor decisions, maybe 3 out of the 5 times rather than
Mm.
5 out of the 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
rather than
Mm-hmm.
1 of the 5 times. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro, like it's been a journey, bro. Like genuinely, it's been a journey, and I've seen your growth, and I'm really proud of who you are, what you've become, for real, for real, um, for real, for real. Like genuinely, bro. Um, people, I don't let people talk negatively about you, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone was to say that, oh, Natty's loud, I'd be like, yeah, he's just a loud man. But I would never let anyone talk about your character
Nah.
negatively, even if you are in the wrong. I wouldn't let them do it in front of me for many reasons. Um, I don't like that, number one. And then number two, as I said, I've seen your journey, bro. Like I've seen you
Mm.
grow. And even when you've probably made decisions that people don't understand or don't get,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes I've understood it. I'm looking at it not to make you exempt from any fault or consequence, but just to
Mm-hmm.
say like, bro, I know what it could have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Facts.
I'm a champion you win, bro. I'm a
Yeah,
champion you
yeah, yeah,
making
yeah, yeah, yeah.
more. I'm a champion you making more better decisions than bad decisions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But not everyone's gonna understand that.
Yo, what is going on, people? Thank you for watching this latest entry of JM Journal. I know it's been a while. I'm doing this quick little insert here just to tell you that I'm going to try something very, very new with these next series of entries, right? So if you look in the description box below, you'll see a link that will give you the opportunity to ask me any question that you like. Now, this is mainly for me to be able to engage with you guys intentionally in a way that is personable and real, right? So this is your opportunity to ask me questions about me, about my life, about everything that I may have been through or anything I may have been through, but also it's a space for questions, for advisories, or for guidance, or not I want to say agony aunt things, but just anything like that is open for your interpretation. What I will ask though is that you just respect the space. Please don't abuse this opportunity to ask the questions that you can do, because it is anonymous. So sometimes people can be horrible, some people can be trolls, but I'm asking that you respect the space, but also please participate in the space. I'm hoping that it will bring a different dynamic to the show, a different dynamic to the entries, and just something new and fresh for this particular channel. All right then, people, listen, don't forget to keep journeying and keep journaling. Julian out. Peace.
Talk to me about the engagement, bro. Talk about
Let's
engagement.
go there. Let's
Like
go
what? Yeah,
there.
talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Okay, so for those that
Is there
don't
anything
know,
you want? Any records you want to set straight? Cuz is there any records you want to set? I'm playing.
you know
I'm
what?
playing. Transparent but not naked.
No, me start here. I'm 28, as we already said, but I was actually engaged when I was 24, man.
Mad thing.
Yeah, yeah, I was engaged when I was 24, 23, 24. And for me, it was more of a thing where I knew I always wanted to get married. I always knew I wanted to be a young dad. I wanted to be that dad that could just run around with his kids and be able to spend time with his kids and just be that youthful parent. At the time, I was working in the school. I was working in the Peru, and it was just the excitement of working with kids and being able to just support them and seeing how much they were excited to see me. They'll be like, "Where's Mr. McLean? Where's Mr. McLean? I want Mr. McLean." And the days where I went in, they were upset. And being able to just talk to them about life and things like that, and just having them ask me questions and being support them at such a young age. Um, so from there, I was like, okay, I have a job, I have a car. Yeah, man, I got everything together. At the time, I had a girl as well, and I was just like, yeah, cool. Now, next step, get a yard. I remember I had a flat, and I was just like, got everything together. I'm a man. I've got a yard. I got a car. I got a missus that I really really do like. And then on top of that, I have everything together. Like, what else do I need? I'm a man. However, my gosh, I did not know how broken I was until I realized the steps into marriage. Like, I was like the whole premarital counseling and all of that there. For me, I'm not here about exposure. I'm not exposing no one. I'm not doing them things there. But it was just like, I'm not ready for this. For me, I had to say to myself, yo, there is a lot that's just not clear. There's so much that is I'm uncertain about. And for me, I don't like to walk into things that I'm uncertain about. Yes, marriage is always going to be a thing where you have to understand it, but the way how we was unequally yoked, it wasn't it. And for me, it was just like a lot of people were pouring in because they saw my outward appearance. I remember I told you I had a mask, so they saw the mask that I had on, but they didn't actually know me and what I had going on. I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready to commit myself just to one person for the rest of my life. And for me, I remember I was just like, I'm gonna get married and I'm going to do this whole thing and I'm gonna prove a point to my dad that I'm nothing like him and I could hold down a marriage for the rest of my life. I'm gonna have a family, I'm gonna have everything that I need. And that was hard in itself. Like calling it off and everything like that was hard because that's when speculations came out. That's when all these rumors came out, and that's when people were chatting and running up their mouth and all these different things. And it was there where I realized, raw, my whole life is coming out now because people are just making up all these things. Like so many people knew about me that I didn't even know knew about me. So my name was always out there. My name was always being spoken about, but no one could ever come to me and chat to me about my name and ask me questions and come to me and ask me like, well, what's actually going on? There was so many different rumors. The rumors that you even said earlier on that I didn't even know about that. There was just
Mad
so many
still.
different things, and for
Mad
me,
thing.
um, no one deserves the truth. If I'm being completely honest,
I
I'm
like
not out
that.
here. Yeah, no one deserves the
I like
truth,
that.
and the reason why I say that is because I know what the truth is for myself. I know where I am between me and God. I know what I done wrong, but I also know what decisions I'm proud of. And for me, the decisions that I'm proud of are the decisions that I'm standing by because really and truly, I now know the man that I need to be. I could have been a completely different man if I went into that marriage that was not happy, that's not confident in who he is, and having to hide away and all these different things. Don't know if I would have still been married to this day if I stayed in it. So for me, it's having to be proud of the decision that I made. There were times, even after the engagement, I was like, should I have actually been married? Should I have actually got married? Because there were situations that were worse than the engagement. And that there were things that were worse than the engagement.
Oi,
Not getting
oi,
into that. But
oi.
I really realized that
Oh,
I was on a downward spiral. From the engagement, that was my first shot. Then after that, I dipped
there
again
was
because
more
I
in it.
dipped back in. I went back to my old life and went straight back into sex. And I said, okay, cool. I'm just gonna dive straight back into sex and I'm gonna find as many things that I can do just to distract myself. I remember I went into smoking weed. I remember I thought, yeah, I'm getting up my head. Yeah, I went into smoking weed. I made best friends with Henny. Brandy was my friend. I said I want to get out my head.
I
And
hear it.
for me, it's like I went into all that and I hit rock bottom. Then I went into therapy, spoke to my
Yeah.
therapist about everything, and I said, yeah, that's my past. That's not gonna make up who I am now. And for me, I have confidence now to talk on stage about my engagement. I have confidence to talk on stage about who I am. For me, I've
That's
I've
good.
I've seen so much at the age of 28 that older men go through, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, man, man's not trying to hit 45 dealing with the same things. And Yo, I think with the engagement thing, bro, like I was waiting, I was listening, and I was like, I'm glad you said something that I'm glad you said. You said like, you recognize the mistakes that you made, and because I might be able to give some clarity on some things in terms of
Mm,
if people are listening right now,
mhm,
um, in the sense of, and you know what, I can say this because I know I've actually said it to the other party as well. I think it was a matter of because I did see a potential with you guys. I
mhm,
genuinely did. Obviously, we might look
mm,
at things now. Everyone's in
yeah,
different spaces. It's been a few years,
mhm,
but at the time, I did see a lot of potential there.
mhm,
I just saw two people that needed to work on themselves first. Um, and I said, I know I can say this because I've said it to the other party as well. I said,
yeah,
I genuinely believe that there was something there. I really do
yeah,
believe. Like
mhm,
when I saw the interaction, I saw the foundation of it.
mhm,
When God was truly at the heart of it as well. It was something that I really did see potential. But I think there were some decisions that both of you made that wasn't wise, and it
mhm,
caught and things were set root in the relationship,
yeah,
and
yeah,
which
yeah,
obviously and escalated, and to set the record straight when it comes to the whole what my advice to you was. And I hope you remember it like this because I remember it like this. I remember it distinctly because I was in the car when I did this. I remember because I was your best man.
yeah,
I was your best man. So I remember I'm trying to plan stags. I'm planning all of this. So she's giving me colors and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing everything,
mhm,
and it was good, and I was looking forward to it. And I remember there was a switch, and everything started getting a bit crazy. You started ringing me more on like ah, you know what I mean. And I was just starting to notice some cracks, um, and I don't think I don't think at the time either of you were trying to sort out the cracks.
mhm.
Um, and I remember saying to you, I said, "Bro, I love you with all my heart. You're my brother. I
Yeah, I
want you to
remember
be
this.
happy." Um, and I just said, "I can't be your best man and know what this situation is right now because I
I
can't
remember that.
stand up. I can't stand up there and
Yeah, yeah,
advocate for this when I know it's not okay right now." Because I think you guys were due to do it very soon. It wasn't long after. Like, it was a
we
few.
pulled it off around September, I believe, and the wedding was in February.
So it was months. It was months. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I just remember saying to you, and I don't know if you ever. I was really upset, bro. I sat in my car. I prayed. I shed a tear, bro. 'Cause I was like, what I didn't want to happen is I didn't want you to think I was giving up on you. And
yeah,
even and even and even her as well. I just
mm,
didn't. I look at that. I looked at that best man position as a true honor, and
mm,
I didn't want to lie because I had to do a
mhm,
speech. I didn't want to
mhm,
stand here and say to the bride and groom, and I'm thinking these guys are these guys are butting heads. They're not in a good
yeah,
space, or it's not working. I can't do that honestly.
mhm,
So I said I'll still come. I'll still celebrate the day with you, like if you want me to, but I can't in good faith
mhm,
do that. And that was the conversation we had. It wasn't go and do what you need to do. It was, bro, I love you. And however, I can't I can't be a best man to something that I
yeah,
don't think is correct or
mhm,
isn't operating correctly at this present moment. And it's not just operate. It's not about. It wasn't about not operating correctly with small things. It was there
yeah,
were some deeper things. You know what I mean? And
big, yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, look, if you guys are gonna address this, then bro, let's let like I'm hundreds of supporting you. But because I didn't feel like it didn't seem as though it didn't seem as though the work or decisions being made to make really rectify something. I was like, bro, I can't continue in this role and do it and be in good faith. And that's all it was, man. It wasn't a yo, bro, I think you need to go and just go beat every girl in the world. It was never that. It was just like I care about you too much, both of you, too much to see you go into destruction when it doesn't need to be destruction.
yeah,
And I truly believe, bro, I'll be honest with you, like I can say this, I think if you guys just took a year, like, like I know it's like, but I think if both of you just took a year at that point in time and put some genuine work on both individually, I feel like one, you would have been healed quicker, both of you. Um, but then I think if there was any way of it working, it would have been better. Like it would have worked because they're at the time anyway. You're both very different people now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
at that point in time, there was a lot of chemistry there and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
purpose as well. I'll be honest,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of purpose there.
facts.
But obviously, both
Facts.
it's been like how many years now? It's a long time ago. Everyone's
Bro.
different and everyone's in different spaces,
Um,
man. Do you know what I mean? So
and do you know what? It's interesting because I've actually spoken to the other party as well. We've had that
mm,
conversation. We've had that conversation. But for me, I was so broken, and it took me, I think, yeah, just over a year to go into therapy to realize how broken and
yeah,
how ugly my past
mm,
was, and how much I
mm,
had going on. I remember talking to people and just telling people about my life and going through all of that, and they were just like, "How are you dealing with all of that?" And I'm just like, "This ain't
this is
nothing.
it. This is
This
life.
is it. Like, this is
Yeah,
life, man. I'm like, "Oh, this ain't nothing for me." But then actually realizing what I could have been carrying into marriage and having to make someone else carry with
yeah,
me, it's like,
yeah,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Um, with the whole engagement and with the whole process and with everything that was going on, yeah, you're right. It could have been a thing if I took a year and we both took a year to just say, you know what, let's actually take time out to heal and just postpone our wedding. Then yeah, we could have done that. I think for me
I
also,
even told you to postpone. Do you
yeah, you
remember?
did. Yeah, you told me to. But do you know what? It was, and this is me speaking honestly. It was the pride and ego. We had about
mm,
400 people coming to this wedding, like,
yeah, it was a
and
big thing, fam.
it was a big thing.
I was
Like, it
looking
was a
forward to it,
mad.
bro. I'm looking forward to the
Fam,
party.
we had people booking the holidays, we had people booking flights to come into the UK. Like, it
Mm,
was a massive thing. And for me, it was like, I'm not postponing the wedding when I got family coming. And I remember I had my older cousins, and for me, I always looked up to my older cousins for this respect. And it was like, I'm not disappointing them. I don't want to disappoint my family.
mm,
I don't want to let people
Natty.
down. I don't want to make them look down on me and give me all this pity and all of that. Like, I have
Yeah,
to pull
yeah.
through this. I have to go through this. It was you who said that you can't be my best man. It was my dad that spoke to me and gave me a hard talking to. And I remember when he spoke to me, it was you made me cry, my dad made me cry. It was just men making me cry. And I said, this is
Uh,
long. I said, nah, why am I
mm,
crying so much? Why am I this broken guy crying so much? And I said,
mm,
nah, there's something that needs to be done. So I remember I called it off and I felt worse. I felt
mm.
worse. I felt like I just let my whole life crumble. I let my whole life fall. And I remember that's when I was just like going around and doing everything. And I was just like, I just, there's nothing here for me. Like, and I remember, I'm not even gonna
Mm,
lie to you. I had those suicidal thoughts. People don't talk about them
naturally,
things. I'm gonna go straight there.
naturally.
Like, I had those suicidal thoughts. I said, I cannot live this life anymore because I've
Mm,
hit rock bottom. There's nothing out here for me. What? I've called off a wedding. I've hurt someone. And I remember for the other party, I called off the wedding on a significant day that was for her, and it was just like I
nah,
felt like I
leave that,
ruined
man.
her. Yeah, I felt like I ruined her whole family, bruv.
You should
Like
have
I was
waited
just
a
like,
day, fam. What's wrong with you, fam?
I could have waited a day, bruv.
You
I
should
could
have
have waited
waited
a
a day,
day,
man.
and I didn't even know. And I was just like, oh, and more stress, more drama, and I
Mad,
was just like, nah. And for me, it was just like, this is my life now. However, now looking at it, I'm looking at my life now, and I'm just like, I hit rock bottom,
bro.
but I was able to pick myself back up.
Mm. I'm looking at
I-
both of you, and I'm like, raw. Both of you are
yeah,
sorry, fam. Do you know what
and
I
it's
mean?
it's
Like,
it's 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 that there where it's like sometimes you have to go for that broken place in order
mm,
to just reset. Because if I'm being honest, at a point we were both broken. We both had so
mm,
much going on. We both had so much to deal with,
mm,
and it was like we was just trying to heal each other, but we were both broken. We didn't know
mm.
what healing actually looked like.
Look like, yeah,
We didn't know what healing looked like, and
bro.
for me now, I'm just like when
Mm,
people are coming to me for advice, because it's so interesting. Hear this: people are getting married and they're coming to me and they're coming to me for advice, and I'm like, I ain't married, you know. I'm
yeah,
like, guys. I'm not married. I was engaged
Mm,
and it obviously didn't work out. So
mm,
like I'm not there. But for me, it's just advising men that if you're gonna do it, make sure you know yourself. Be
yeah.
confident in who you are.
And bro, that's that. Because obviously, right now, there's just people asking all the time, fam. All the time. They're like, "Yo, what, God, like, when you need to get married?" Obviously, especially because of what I do and all that, you need to get married, this, that, and the other. And what you just said, like, I'm not trying to go into something and be broken, fam. Like, this needs to, man has to have everything under control. Not even under control, but I need to be fully healed from everything. And I think the most recent situation I'm going through, um, it just has kind of reminded me again of how much more healing man has to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cause bro, like man I got brought to my knees, like literally of brokenness, bro. Like genuinely, um, had to battle suicidal thoughts. I've had to battle like low mood and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, still having to function, which is also hard as well. Um, but I've had to really face that. And again, as much as like if I wanted to go and choose someone and get married, like there's not a dearth, you know. But one, I want it to be the right person. Two, I want to be the right person because my last relationship that I was in started out great and then something happened and then I just turned into who I was before because I wasn't fully healed, bro. And because I wasn't fully healed, I was riding on the honeymoon. I was riding on the feel good factor. The first moment there was any form of a shaking to the boat, I reverted back to what was just normal. And in
Yeah.
doing so, I broke a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I potentially broke a person that didn't
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be broken, fam.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, didn't deserve to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they changed because of it. And you know, I think it is one of my biggest regrets. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, probably the biggest regret I've had because I genuinely believed that person I'd married. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw even for a long time. You know, even recently, I'd say like that. You know, I thought, you know, if everything kind of just fixes itself, I could still marry that person, or I could because I saw kids, I saw future, I saw everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and what as I said, well, what that whole situation taught me is that if you're not fully healed, you know, you can ride for like 6, 7 months and everything's cool. But the moment something really comes to shake the boat, bro, if you're not fully healed, you're just gonna revert. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't have the right mechanisms in place, you're just gonna revert.
Um, for me, people think that John on My Journey is beautiful, and it is. However,
Mm,
it has a dark side.
mad thing.
Because as you said at the beginning, people see me as this perfect guy. I'm like, you don't want
No.
to come into these shows. If you come
Yeah,
into these
yeah,
shoes, you're gonna see a
yeah,
whole lot that you
yeah,
cannot handle.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not to say that my life is ugly, because it's not.
Mm, mm,
However, I juggle so much where the attention that I get, it used to be from drumming. Now it's because I'm transparent. People are coming to me and I'm like, no, I'm not falling for that trap.
mm,
I'm not giving into this thing where you have this perception that I'm going to be able to just look after you. You're like, and you want me as your husband or as your man or as your friend. I'm like, no, 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 because I'm
mm,
scared I'm going to hurt you. I'm scared that I'm
mm.
going to damage you. I'm scared that I'm going to
Mad,
ruin you.
mad, mad, mad,
And for
mad.
me, it may be a bad outlook on myself to say that. However,
Mm,
the reason why I say that is because I see the way how I have done it in the past. I've seen the patterns that I've had in the past. And for me, now I don't necessarily talk to like the
mm,
females that I used to talk to I was
yeah,
close to. I call up my man them like
mm,
nearly every week and I'd be like, yo, let's talk. And I'll be on
yeah,
the
yeah,
phone to the man them for about an hour or two, just venting,
yeah,
just chatting. having
Yeah.
that good old talk, because I'm just like, I used to spend this time to females just chatting
Mm.
rubbish, or even just sitting on the phone in silence, allowing them to get that comfort zone of having my presence there. And I'm like, they
Mm.
don't, I don't need to do that, because later on down the line, they're gonna get hurt because they're
Mm.
thinking that something's going to come and it's not.
Yeah.
And for me, it's sometimes just a thing where they feel like they could potentially get something and they don't, and it's like they get upset because they haven't gotten what they thought they were gonna get. And I'm like, I've got to keep people
Why,
at a
sir?
distance now.
Yeah.
Like
You have to be safe.
it's
You have to
you
be
have to
safe.
be safe. And
You have to
I
be
was
safe.
talking to my big sis today. I'm not gonna expose her name, but I was talking to my big sis today, and she was like, "You actually," and I said this on my Instagram page, and it's, if you want to follow my Instagram page,
I was waiting.
it's at John on my journey. My personal one is at it's Natty_96. But on my page, I
Yeah.
put, you have to put boundaries in place to protect your peace.
Mm.
I recently lost my peace, and she came to me and said, Nathaniel, put that boundary back in place to protect
Mm.
your peace,
Yeah,
because
bro.
it's easy to lose that boundary.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
boundary, think of it like this way: think of a metal fence when you're at a concert or a festival. If
Mm.
people behind you keep pushing at that fence, it's
It's gonna drop
somehow
over,
going to
fam.
fall. And that's how I
Mm.
was. I was putting too much pressure on those boundaries,
Mm.
thinking that, okay, yeah,
You
this is a
can
limit. You know
handle
what, let
it.
me just push it a little
You
bit
can
more. I
handle
push it
it.
a little bit more.
Nah, blood,
I
it's
can
not that
handle
you
it,
can't
and I
handle it,
can't.
fam.
I
It's gonna
can't
drop. It's
handle
gonna.
it. And
Them little fences gonna drop over, bruv. You know what
it's
I
gonna
mean?
drop over.
Yeah, bruv.
And
You beat
I've just
something
had to
enough, it's
say
gonna
to
fall,
myself,
bro.
it's gonna
Literally.
fall. And
Yeah.
I've had to be like, okay, Nathaniel, take a step back.
Mm. So I'm gonna wrap up soon, bro, because my belly's
Yeah, yeah, it's
twitching
cool,
up.
man.
So nah. I basically, so I've got two questions for you. So the first
Okay.
one is based off what you just said. So you're saying
Mhm.
about, you mentioned something about not trusting yourself a little bit, and I kind of want to encourage you to, and it's a bit encouragement to myself as well. Is like, at some point you're gonna have to be able to trust yourself again. You know what I'm trying to say? To be able
Facts.
to let someone in and let someone see
Mhm.
all of it. What are you doing to ensure that whenever that time does come, that you will know, one, that it's the right person, and two, that you're ready to do that without worrying about what you could potentially do, because the way you were talking is like, I'm going to cause damage, and as much as probably we have in life, we don't want to beat ourselves to the point where we're immovable. So what would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say to yourself to make sure that you don't get caught in that spiral of self-loathing, somewhat?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that. For me, it's taking that time to remove everyone's perception of me, firstly,
Mm,
and looking at myself and
mm,
saying, okay, yeah, this is where you're at right now, and being honest and just saying, okay, yeah, this is where you are right now. Even maybe just recording a voice note or just journaling and being able to just say, okay, yeah, this is where I'm at,
bad.
but this is where I need to be. And then on that journey, writing down the things that I'm doing on that journey to say, okay, I'm
Mm.
heading in this direction.
All right.
For me, it's about making a map,
Okay.
because we have to get from one place to another. And for
Yeah.
me, I have I have a mentor that supports me in such a huge way. And I also have a life coach that supports me
Mm.
in a huge way. But I'm actually thinking about going back into therapy at the end of this month.
Bro.
Bro, I'm going back into therapy at the end of this month because I'm not trying to do this journey by myself no more. I'm
Yeah.
tired of doing of I done therapy for a year, and it changed my life, and I came out for, it's come up to 2 years, and I'm just like, nope, I need it again. I need
Mm.
it. And the thing
Yeah.
is, I've now learned that with therapy, it's not a one time thing,
It's
and that's
no
what
one
people
time
think.
thing.
It's
Bro,
not
I
a
made the
one
same
time thing.
mistake, bro. I did it for a
Oh,
year.
it's not a one. ugh,
Did
It's
it
not
for
a
a
one. I
year,
want.
and then 2 years later, man's like, "Oh, I might need to go back." You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
I'm having to go back. And the thing is, when my therapist said something to me at the end of our session, our last session, she said, I'm gonna have to ease out of having our sessions. And she
Mm.
said to me, I'm easing out of these sessions so you don't get to feel like you're being rejected. But I need you to feel like you can do this by yourself.
Mm.
And she said, we're gonna have to have a check-in later on down the line. and I didn't have that check-in.
Yeah, I was checking.
Because I thought,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
why
yeah,
I'm
cool.
tired. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you being me. Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same thing.
I
It's
didn't
the
have to
same
check, and
thing.
and the thing is, I got distracted by this whole perception that everyone had of me because of John, my journey, and everything like that. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I can
Mm,
do this. I got this. But however,
mm,
I forgot that life throws things at you, and really and
brother,
truly, when it
brother,
throws at you, there's gonna be something that's gonna be big enough
brother.
to knock you down. And and for me right now, I'm not in a low place, but I'm not where I want to be.
Bro, I hear you. I
But
hear you. I hear you completely. I hear you completely.
and it's that, and that's me,
Um,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
But yo, bro, listen, like I genuinely thank you, bro. Like this has been so um enlightening, but like just even like weightlifting, you know what I mean? Like it's good to get things out, man. I really
Mm.
hope that people have been inspired by your story, what you're doing. Guys, listen, Journal My Journey is a real thing. I want you to check out the young men that are on the journey. Go check out Natty's Instagram page. Find out how you can get your own journal. And join the journey, join the family, okay? Listen, this has been JM Journal. This has been my guest, Natty, Nathaniel Mclean. Guys, thank you for joining me today.
So, people, thank you so much for watching that. I know that it might have got a bit deep at one point or at some points, but we're grateful that we're able to learn from life. I just want to give a massive shout out again to my brother Nathaniel. I'm supporting you in everything that you are doing. You are doing an amazing work. And for those of you that want to know or find him, his app will be in the description. In terms of Instagram, follow him. Go and buy a journal for someone that you know. Buy a journal for yourself if you are a man. Buy a journal for a man that you know. If you're not a man, buy a journal. Invest in this. It's definitely going to help people, and I know it's helped. What's the point of having a JM journal if we're not going to support people that are journaling? So, yeah, guys, listen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next week. I'm looking forward to it. Going to be answering some of the questions for the first time. All right, listen, remember guys, keep journeying, keep journaling. JM out. Peace.